Hello folks, I'm Shashank and you're watching Ditto Insurance. Today we have a very interesting video where if you stick around till the end, you will know how you can increase your base health coverage from mere 10 lakh or 20 lakh even up to 1 crore rupees. Now, to talk about this special feature, I have with me our senior program manager here, Ajay. Welcome, Ajay. Now, Ajay, straight away to the question. Is there a way that someone can increase their base coverage of their health policy?
Yeah, Shashank. So first of all, glad to be here. When it comes to your base coverage, a couple of people keep asking me like, is this enough? Is this enough? They go for a 20 lakh plan or 25 lakh plan, and still they feel with medical inflation so high. So will that be sufficient enough to take care of my medical expenses? So usual workarounds are, we usually recommend plans with good bonuses, right? So that kind of increases the plan over the next couple of years. But even then, if people want an extra cover, okay, something they can look for are super top-ups. Yeah. So initially there used to be a concept called as top-up, okay, and nowadays they've become a little redundant. So basically that worked in a way where, say for example, I'm having a 25 lakh plan. Okay, let's forget the concept of bonus for now. Let's just look at it that you have a health insurance plan, okay, and it is around say 20 lakhs, right? So now, say for example, someone gets a hospitalization, okay, and in this hospitalization, entire 20 lakhs is wiped out. Okay, so now there's nothing. So that's when the concept of top up comes into picture, right? So let's take an example. Okay, let's take an insurance policy. Okay, let's forget all the bonuses and all that I spoke about. Okay, say someone has a 10 lakh plan. Okay, now say this person got a particular claim, say they had some accident or whatever unfortunate situation, and the bill came to around 15 lakhs, right? So 10 lakh goes from the base policy. Okay, so now what this person has cleverly done, they've probably taken a top up, right? So now the top up, what it does, so on top of the 10 lakhs, now around 5 lakhs is still remaining, right? So that 5 lakh will be paid by the top up policy. It is a separate policy altogether, but it can be utilized with your base policy, right? So the catch here is, though the 5 lakh is being taken care of by the top up, okay, the top up will have something called as a deductible. Okay, the deductible can be 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs. Say in this case, say the deductible was 10 lakh. Say the top up was a 20 lakh policy with a 10 lakh deductible, which essentially means the first 10 lakh would have been taken care of by the base policy, which is here I've paid the 10 lakh, right? So initial 10 lakh, or if I don't have a policy at all and I have only a top up policy, then I'll have to pay that from my hand,
The
right?
whole
From
10
my
lakh
own pocket.
rupees.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So that's how a top up works,
Okay.
right? And what again happened was, say, even if a person says, okay, I'll probably use an insurance policy to take care of the initial 10 lakhs so that my top up gets activated. If there's another hospitalization in the same year, then again the person has to pay the 10 lakh for the top up to get activated.
So you need to pay the deductible again.
Yes. So the
Okay.
deductible had to be paid again, right? So to tackle this issue, okay, companies brought up something called as a super top up. Okay, so here the deductible just has to be paid once.
Once in a year or once in the life?
Once in a year, during that, the renewal. Because here, say that in the top ups issue, say if there are 3 hospitalizations, 3 times the person gets into hospital, every time the person might have to keep paying the deductible, right? Which is say 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 10 lakhs. Only then the top up kicks in and the amount, gets deducted, which again is a huge problem, right? Because the insurance will probably just support it once. Maybe during the first deductible it's sufficient, or best case scenario, sometimes it might touch the second deductible, right? So why to have this kind of a problem, right? So that's why I think now top ups are hardly there. Okay, you only have the super top ups, luckily, right? So in the super top up, you just pay the deductible once in the year, and say if there are 3 hospitalizations here, for the second and third hospitalization, you don't have to pay the deductible. The super top up does the job for you.
Okay, Ajay.
Yeah.
Now I have a question. Who should get a super top up? Do you think I would need a super top up? Do you think my friend would need a super top up? Who who is super top up for?
I mean, see, super top ups just give that additional kind of a support. Okay, so if you have a very good sum insured with a good bonus, I mean, and if your agent or advisor or whoever has given you the optimum amount, okay, that should be good enough. But a super top up is just to give you that additional feeling of security, that you have something extra on top of that, right, to kind of take care. And a lot of people look at it from the affordability perspective, right? So that if I'm having another 25 lakhs or another 1 crore on top of my base policy, right, if my base policy is coming at a lesser price, that might help. Okay, but again, it might have its drawbacks, right? So the super top up policy is not going to have the same exact good features that your base policy is having, right? So say for example, the pre and post hospitalization expenses, the duration might not be the same. They might have certain sublimits on room rents. So these kind of slight drawbacks are there. Okay, and again, bonuses and all might not be there, right? So that is where the base policy shines. So I would never recommend having a super top up as an alternate to a base policy, right? Or a base insurance policy is what I mean.
So always have a very good base policies is what you're
Definitely,
saying.
definitely.
But there are instances where super top ups can help people. Is that also what you're saying?
I mean, yes, right. So, I mean, say if someone decides, because it's on a case to case basis, someone decides that, see, I have a very strict budget. No, I don't want to go or pay anything beyond this. Okay. And, at the time of claims, I'm okay to go through some hassle, because, when it comes to super top up, you got to show some kind of a proof that you've probably used the deductible, right? So that again takes some time, right? So they're okay with all these things, then super top up can also be a decent option to go for.
Understood.
Yeah.
So now that we know what super top ups are, what benefits they give, and who is it for, let's dive into the top 5 super top ups that people can consider in 2025 according to Ditto. So, what's first on your list?
The best plan that I've seen is the Aditya Birla Super Health Plus, right? So what I really like about the plan is, again, first let's look at the company metrics. So you have a 95% claim settlement ratio over the last 3 years average, and even the network hospitals are good. So you have around 12,000 odd hospitals. So your chances of cashless is much more higher. Okay, coming to the features, the plan offers a wide variety of deductibles, that is 1 to 15 lakhs. Okay, so depending on that, the pricing will change. So higher the deductible, lower the price, right? For obvious reasons. And you have the sum insured up to 95 lakhs. You can choose, for overall for the top up plan. So that is a very good feature. Coming to, I mean, things like pre-post hospitalization, like I said, it's not the best. It's around 30 to 60 days, which again is quite less, like I mentioned before. Also, the other basics are also covered, like you don't have any room rent restriction, which is really good for super top up, because some plans might have a capping there. Yeah, and one really good thing about them is that if somebody holds this particular super top up for more than 5 years, they offer a waiver in the deductible itself, right? Which means that the deductible is no more after 5 years. Okay, just that they might not have a lot of add-ons like other top up, but it's a good option to go for. And very good thing is there's no co-payment as well. Okay, even for senior citizens, right? So this comes out to work really well if you're looking for a very good, affordable and good super top up with really good features.
So, what you're saying is Aditya Birla has a pretty good super top up plan.
Yes.
Covers all the bases and worth
Definitely,
considering.
definitely. When I consider the other options, you have a solid plan with solid metrics from a decent, good brand.
All right. So, what's next on your list?
The second one is Care Enhance, right? Again, why this is, again, first and foremost coming to the metrics. So with Care, you've got a 90% claim settlement ratio. Uh, I mean, that is the average of 3 years. Coming to, I mean, the network of hospitals, that's around 11,400, quite close to the Aditya Birla one, which is that way it is also a very good option. Okay, when you're going for cashless kind of a feature, right? And coming to the major features of the plan, okay, one very good thing is the bonus, right? So in this plan, there's a 10% bonus, okay, compared to other top ups or super top ups, which usually don't have these kind of bonus features. right? So here the sum insured will increase by 10% up to 100%, right? And there is a slight caveat that the room rent restriction is only up to your single private room, right? So that is that. Pre-post is decent, which is around 60 to 90 days. And another very good feature is the unlimited restoration. I mean, in top-ups, I mean, providing a restoration itself is, something that's quite rare, but they are giving you an unlimited restoration. That's why, this kind of bumped up the list, despite having a single private room, right, which is quite decent. I mean, considering an hospitalization scenario, right? So this would be a solid option. And also they have a couple of add-ons as well. Okay, one is your unlimited cover, okay, which is during the lifetime of the policy. For one particular claim alone, you can claim unlimited sum insured, right? And the second one is your air ambulance, okay, which is, I think, like this kind of an air ambulance, kind of like a helicopter for up to the sum insured that you've opted for. Okay, so in this plan, if you see, since I spoke about sum insured, up to 95 lakhs you can take, and the deductible starts from 5 lakh onwards up to 15 lakhs.
Pretty decent plan,
Yeah.
in our opinion.
Correct.
Now, what's next on your list?
So the next one would be the ICICI Activate Booster. Okay, so here coming to the policy, the claim settlement ratio is little on the lower end, which is around 85%, which is the average. And then you have the network of hospital, which is only around 7,500. So the metrics again are not the best if you go for, but when it comes to the features, okay, they have the highest pre and post hospitalization expenses, right? So as in the duration, the interval is quite good, which is around 90 to 180 days, right? Compared to any other policy, this is really good, which is the highest in super top ups I've seen till now. Okay. On top of that, another area they shine is they offer up to 3 crores for their sum insured, which again is quite high. I mean, till now we've just spoken up to 95 lakhs, whereas here it's going up to 3 crores. So that again is a flagship feature that they're offering. Okay. Coming to a few other caveats, another is the single private room restriction. So that kind of a restriction alone is there. But again, you have a couple of very good add-ons, okay, like the jump start, okay, wherein they reduce the pre-existing waiting period, which will, benefit a lot of people if they are having lifestyle conditions and a list that they probably are, offering. The other one is the claim protector, which takes care of things like your consumables, which could be like your mask, PPE kits, those syringes, those kind of things, which are non-medical, and the inflation protector, which makes sure that your sum insured increases with inflation. So you don't have to worry that is my sum insured good enough a couple of years down the line. So these are some very good features that they're offering. So it's jam packed with a lot of good features. They also presumably have a feature where you can waive off the deductible as well.
Okay, Ajay. Now, before we head to the last two policies, I'd like to, remind our viewers that, folks, if you are feeling lost or confused, if the super top up is really necessary for you, then you can book a free consultation with us with the link in the description. And let me remind you that this is a special link for our YouTube audience so that you don't have to wait in the queue. Now, Ajay, what's next in your list?
So that would be the HDFC Ergo's Medisure policy. So this doesn't have such a high sum insured. You've got up to 20 lakhs, and the deductible options are also limited. It is usually 4 to 5 lakhs. It does the basics well, like you don't have any room rent restrictions or anything as such. But there is a 10% co-payment if someone reaches the age of 80 and above. So that is something. And the pre and post hospitalization expense is 30 to 60 days. Okay, so it's a basic super top up. It does everything well. The good thing is the metrics, right? So if you see with HDFC Ergo, the claim settlement ratio is 98%, and you have around 12,500 odd network hospitals as well. So that is where this super top up shines, that it is very reliable.
Perfect. Now, finally, let's head to the last one.
Yeah, the final one would be the Niva Bupa's Health Recharge. Okay, which again, coming to Niva Bupa, it has a 91% claim settlement ratio over the last 3 years. The network of hospitals is around 10,000, which is decent. Okay, but you do have better options with Aditya Birla or HDFC Ergo, right? And again, care as well. Coming to the deductibles, you have options from 3 lakh up to 10 lakh, and the sum insured you have is up to 95 lakhs, right? Coming to your pre and post hospitalizations, it is 60 to 90 days, right, which is quite decent. I mean, I've told you how it works in the other policies as well, right? And a good feature is that they also have this waiver of your deductible after 5 years. Some of the drawbacks is that you have only up to a single private room, so that restriction is there. And the major drawback being they do have sublimits, right? So for certain things like certain mental disorders and modern treatments, modern robotic surgeries as well, I guess, right? So they have something like a sublimit, right, which might considerably affect the plan. That being said, they also have a bonus which is around 5% if there's not been any claims during that year, and that increases up to 50%, which will substantially increase your sum insured. Yeah, so this would be the fifth option.
All right, Ajay. So you've taken us through Aditya Birla, CARE, HDFC, ICICI, and finally Niva Bupa. I think this pretty much sums up the whole context of the video. So thank you so much for joining us and helping our audience understand how super top-ups work and if they even need a super top-up in the first place. So folks, I am sure that by now you have realized if you really need a super top-up, and if you do, which is the best one for you. So thank you so much, Ajay, for joining us. And folks, if you like this video, drop a like. Share this with someone who you think might need a super top-up. And if you are looking for a free consultation with Ditto, then head to the link in the description and book your free call. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, happy insurance hunting.